Hi everybody. If you hear music playing in the background, that's just my parents listening to some music. I hope it's not going to be copyrighted because the mic is super close to me, as you can see. So let's hope for the best, right? Anyways, today we're going to be reading Yandere/'s ex-listener because, the out of order thing, but it's okay. I'm excited. Like I'm telling y'all, this is still my favorite story. But anyways, let's get straight into it. Alright everyone, so he is in chapter 33. The fighting continues. You understand, don't you, Ryan? I get where you're coming from, you stammered, stunned by his seemingly seductive behavior. But still, I want to see you all again, and I want to get to know you guys properly, and that won't happen if I stay away like a scaredy cat. You told him and placed your hands over his, gently moving them away from your face as you made up your mind. You should probably visit Jason again, too. You did say all of them, after all. Hannibal, on the other hand, hid his negative feelings well, shooting you a rather strange smile. It seems that I won't be able to change your mind anytime soon. His voice sounded somewhat sinister, although his expression still remained pleasant as usual. So, I assume you're visiting now then? Mm-hmm. You dip your head as a nod. I'm doing a quick visit and then going somewhere else after that, before heading back home. Oh, may I ask where you're going? Hannibal held your hand again, both of you resuming to walk towards his home. Well, I thought I'd visit Camp Crystal Lake and see Jason again. I know he won't hurt me because he seemed to like me last time I saw him. You explained your plans for the rest of the late afternoon/early evening awkwardly, feeling like he'd try and stop you from going there. I don't think it's very fair that I spend time with you guys and leave him out, you know? On the contrary, he could still hurt you. Like Norman, Jason is very unstable. He thinks like a violent child and listens to his deceased mother rather than switching personalities entirely. Hannibal informed you in an innocent manner, trying to twist your mindset and paint the others as complete lunatics. Man, you ain't talking. I know this man ain't talking, man. I know he ain't talking. His explanation did mess with your mind a bit. However, you were determined to socialize with the 5 of them. I'm sure that I'll be fine. One of you guys could always come with me if you're that concerned. Your reply bothered him even more. The psychiatrist, you actually struggling to keep a lid on his emotions for once. That was unheard of for him. The intelligent man almost never losing control. I wouldn't mind accompanying you if you so wish, Hannibal kindly offered, but please don't feel obliged to visit him just because you haven't been back there in a while. His friendly attitude unsettled you for some random reason. It felt like he was secretly trying to stop you from going. I don't feel obliged. You shook your head and spoke in a kind-hearted tone. I'm positive it'll all work out. So let's just go to your house and see how everyone's doing, okay? Squeezing his hand, you look back ahead and carried on walking, knowing it would probably take a while to arrive back at Hannibal's home. Fair enough. He gave in and agreed, putting on his pleasant persona once more. Just remember to stay on your guard once we get to the house. And if you end up visiting Camp Crystal Lake, don't worry. I will. You flashed him a warm smile as a comfortable silence settled between you both. You softly humming and spacing out, whilst Hannibal glanced at you from time to time, liking your company. Normally, Hannibal wouldn't give a second thought to people who weren't on his level of intelligence and superiority. But despite the differences between you two, he found you to be incredibly interesting. He couldn't put his finger on why, though. It was immensely irritating. Your empathetic nature and sympathetic mindset were also interesting to the psychiatrist. No wonder you were studying psychology. You're probably considering to become a psychiatrist like him. Was that why he was so distracted by you? Your looks were nothing to sneeze at either. From your sweet face all the way down to your beautiful body. Oh my goodness. By the time you you were close to Hannibal's house, you didn't even notice, still humming and looking at the scenery around you. Yet, you jumped when he let go of your hand and touched your shoulder, snapping you out of your spaced-out state. We arrived, Yandere. The dark-haired male smiled, enjoying your embarrassment once again. Oh, right. You quickened your pace towards the house, but Hannibal grasped your wrist before you could go any further. Just so you know, I think your humming was adorable. His lips brushed against your earlobe as he murmured that into your ear, your cheeks becoming crimson. Oh. Thank you, you timidly whispered, your heart pounding while you stiffened up. I'm going to go inside now. After you said that, you delicately broke free of his hold and headed towards the front door. Before you could knock on the door, though, it opened immediately, causing you to freeze from surprise. Mikael? Your eyes widened at the silent stalker standing in front of you. I didn't even knock. He whipped out his usual notepad, writing what he wanted to say to you as his pen scribbled against the paper. I could hear you coming from a mile away. Welcome back. Oh, thank you. You shyly smiled at him and then got pulled into a possessive embrace. Mikael's arms wrapped around you tightly. Let her at least step into the house, Mikael. Hannibal's fake happy facade starting to falter slightly as he spoke from behind the two of you. The tall man totally ignored him, cradling your cheek with one hand and using the other to pull his mask up a bit, just above his mouth. This man. Then he angled your face slightly to upright and pressed his mouth against yours. Ah! What? I don't remember this. Oh my goodness. Ah! Oh my goodness. That sounded terrible, but you know, whatever. Oh, the sudden kiss sending you into complete shock. His brown orbs gleamed with obsession whilst he stood there like a statue, entirely enticed by you and you alone. A few seconds passed and then you returned to your senses, placing your hands against his chest to push him away. However, you didn't need to, due to the fact that Hannibal gripped your shoulder a second time and forcefully moved you backwards, away from Mikael. Don't force her into a kiss so abruptly, Hannibal scolded the stalker coolly. At least not without her consent. Mikael glared at the psychiatrist and brought out a kitchen knife from his other pocket, intending to retaliate. Hannibal would usually ignore or put a stop to this sort of behavior, but instead, he slipped into his pocket and was suddenly holding a knife of his own. What the heck? I generally detest acting in such a manner, but if you're going to attempt to attack me, I'm not going back down. I'm not going to back down. His voice darkened, but somehow still managed to remain relatively unruffled. Hold on, don't. Before you could even finish, Mikael leaping away from the front door and swinging his kitchen knife at the opposite male aggressively. Hannibal swiftly dodged, slamming his knife into the stalker's shoulder and causing said male to stumble back a bit. Don't do this. It was just a kiss. Yeah, isn't that assault? Isn't that assault? You panicked, trying your hardest to calm the two of them down. How could you stop this? Growing angrier because of the hit, Mikael returned the attack by dragging his kitchen knife down the side of Hannibal's arm, ripping his sleeve in the process. You guys, the violent fight in front of you was stressful. So much so that you had no idea what to do. Why, you're back! An excited voice exclaimed from the hallway of the house, your head spinning to the side and spotting Norman. I'm so happy to see you! The dark-haired teen literally ran to where you stood, engulfing you in a clingy cuddle and nuzzling into you. I'm happy to see you too, but those two are fighting! You pointed at the other two, eternally freaking out. We need to stop them somehow. Your panic increased when Mikael shoved Hannibal onto the floor and tried to slit his throat with the kitchen knife. Norman looked at Mikael and Hannibal, biting his lip as he noticed how head up you were. I don't even know what that means. He, of course, was used to this, but you weren't accustomed to it in the slightest. You can't stop the people in this house from fighting. He stuttered, shifting from foot to foot and feeling bad on your behalf. But one of them could die. Your worry made your eyes well up. Tears trickling down your face as you couldn't take the pressure. You don't need to get that upset, kitten. What is this? A kitten? A Discord? A Discord server? Okay, now I'm hating on my own Discord server. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. Link is in the description, by the way. Anyway. An amused voice drawled out, dragging you out of Norman's arms and wrapping their arms around your waist. They then rested their head on your shoulder, causing you to recognize them instantly. Guess who? Oh my god. Let's go! Alright, yeah, so he's in chapter 34, more and more violence. So I just realized I sound like a dead rat right there, so don't mind that. Freddy, do something! After he kissed your neck lustfully, you spun around and faced him in alarm, praying that someone would put a stop to this. This is serious! How so? This happens from time to time. It's no big deal. The dream demon grinned. In fact, I'm curious to see who will win this time around. It's rare to see Hannibal fight, though. Norman quietly piped up. He usually doesn't join in like this. Your alarm intensified when Hannibal kneed Mikael between the legs and rolled both of them over. The psychiatrist now being on top of the other killer. Though, instead of trying to slit the stalker's throat, Hannibal went straight for the heart, acting completely psychopathic. No big deal. No big deal! Your voice rose up to a slight shout as you kept panicking. Are you kidding me right now? Freddy? Norman turned his attention to the arrogant male while he waited for a response. Freddy decided to comply and shooting the side Tina nod. Come on, Dollface, let's just leave those two idiots to it and head inside. Freddy curled his arms around your shoulders and guided you into the hallway, knowing what Norman had silently asked him to do. But Mikael and Hannibal, we've all picked a fight with one of another before. Sweet, so chill out already. He cut you off casually, not caring about the other two slashers at all. Sorry, y'all. Interruptions. Anyways, stop acting so carefree. You freed yourself from his grasp and snapped at him. They're both injured, and it's just gonna get worse. Glancing back at the front door, you saw Norman simply watching, not doing anything to interrupt the fighting. What even started this petty fight in the first place, princess? Freddy curiously asked, grasping your wrist before leading you into the living room and sitting down beside you. Hannibal doesn't usually join in with fights, and I don't think I've ever seen him go against the stalker. You were hesitant on telling Freddy that Mikael had kissed you a mere moment ago, so you just avoided eye contact. Being too impatient to wait for a reply, he delved into your thoughts to figure it out. Fuming once he figured out what happened. He kissed you? You flinched at the furious tone of his voice, shutting your eyes for a split second as he snatched up your wrist. It was only for a minute. It's assault either way, girl. It should be taken seriously. You tried to calm him down, but it only seemed to rile him up further. It's no big deal. The dream demon let out a disbelieving laugh, too angry to even think straight. He kissed you and you just let it happen? He hissed, you'd better have a good excuse for the sweets.
Somebody touch my spaghetti!
I didn't know he was going to, he burst out nervously. It was all so sudden. I had no idea he would. You stopped and squeaked, Freddy, forcing you to lie down on the sofa instead of sitting up. What are you doing? The color of your cheeks changed to crimson, your eyes widening at his abrupt actions. I think I deserve some of apology, don't you? Freddy psychologically purred out, his glowing green eyes and chapped lips inches away from your face. What's it called again? Compensation? Why? You yelped out. It's not my fault he acted the way he did. I guess you're just gonna have to pay the price for his actions, now aren't you? He spoke in a sickly sweet voice, his knifed glove caressing the left side of your face and leaving the occasional cut. Stop it, Freddy! Norman demanded as he entered the room, annoyed when he saw you sprawled across the couch with Freddy on top of your body. You can't just hold Wyan down like that. What, are you jealous? What, you jealous mama's boy? Oh my goodness. The male on top of you jeered, both of you looking at the teen by this point. Of course not! Norman's stuttering increased whilst he flushed and glared straight at Freddy, clenching his fist. Why are you interrupting then? Weren't you watching the fight? Freddy taunted in a superior tone, smirking. For your information, they stopped. Norman coolly responded. Who won then, fuckface? Is one of them actually dead? The burnt male questioned in amusement, releasing your wrist and leaning back. They're still alive. The teen's glare intensified whilst he began to twitch a bit. Now, get off of YN. I don't have to do shit. I don't take orders from stuttering little boys. Freddy mocked maliciously, already knowing what was about to happen. You sat up and saw Norman's twitching, worrying about his mental condition. Norman, calm down. Standing up, you held out one of your hands in his directions, not knowing if you could even stop him. But no, you couldn't stop him. Norman pulling out a knife of his own and charging towards the two of you. Did they all carry weapons? Freddy, thinking fast, yanked you beside him and defended himself with his gloved hand, his smirk returning. I can't take this anymore. I can't. Norman yelled. Oh, you know what? You know what that reminds me of? I can't stand no more. You know, that reminds me of Papa the Swimmer when he's like,
that's all I can stand. I can't stand no more.
That's what it reminds me of. Let me know if that kind of reminded you of that too. Norman yelled out, repeatedly trying to attack Freddy with rage-filled eyes. What can't you take? What's wrong? You asked anxiously, peeking around the dream demon, wanting to soothe Norman somehow. How could you do that, though? Trying to keep Wyan all to yourself the way you do? Norman crazily shouted. It's just not fair. He was jealous. Incredibly jealous. You realized that too far too late. They started to fight, just the way Hannibal and Mikhail had done. And you clutched at your head, biting your lip and trembling a little. After Norman had missed Freddy about a dozen times, he actually managed to stab him in the chest, causing the dream demon to swear and shove the teen away. Freddy's fury intensified as he grabbed Norman by the neck and scraped his blades down his arm. The dark-haired boy gritting his teeth and withholding a cry of pain. You opened your mouth to beg them to stop, though you couldn't get out any words. Norman got another stabbing. Freddy sighed this time and rubbed his neck quickly, not giving up. Eventually you snapped, I can't take it anymore. I can't stand no more. Again, Popeye. You screamed in frustration. Making both males stop and look at you. I'm leaving. You decided in a spur of the moment, storming out of the room and head towards the front door, your eyes glittering with tears. Wyan, I didn't think you'd be leaving so suddenly. Hannibal was sitting in the hallway. Mikhail nowhere to be seen. Wyan, wait! Norman cried in distress, following him into the hallway. No, Norman, no. You shot back, trying not to have a complete mental breakdown. I'm not staying here any longer. Sorry. Hannibal touched your shoulder and stopped you, concern radiating in his eyes while he tried to soothe your stressed out state down. Please don't leave in such a disturbed mindset. Whatever happened, I'm sure we can clear it up and fix this. However, his calming words didn't have any effect on you. Tears continued to streak down your face. You couldn't think straight. Your body acting on its own as you shook your head. No, I have to be alone right now. I'm sorry. Once you said that, you broke free of Hannibal's hold and brushed past him, walking out the door before quickly running away from the house, as quick as you possibly could. Hannibal stared at you, irritated at the others for making you feel so head up. Then, he shut the door and turned around, facing the two slashers with a stern expression. What did you two do? He questioned in a firm voice, folding his arms. Freddy started it. Norman answered hatefully, placing the blame on the dream demon immediately. You've got to be kidding me. Freddy half laughed and half glared at Norman. It was you, you absolute fucking moron. You were the one putting her down. Bitch, you were the one who tried to attack her for the second time. Mother was going for you. Once your mother, one, your mother is fucking dead, and two, if you hadn't started the stupid fight in the fucking first place, then she wouldn't have fucking freaked out. Both of you stop. Hannibal silenced the argument and cleared his throat, knowing exactly how to resolve this. We can clear things up with wine. She's just a little confused at the current time. All she needs is a little bit of persuasion. Okay, y'all, so I don't know what's... Like, I kind of have a feeling of what's going to happen right now, so... I was going to be a slight spoiler before I continue on, because yes, we're going to continue reading. I think what's going to happen... Because I remember specifically this happening in the story, and her hating them for a little bit of time. And I'll give you some hints, as, little spoilers. It involves forcing them to do something. Forcing them into something that they did not agree on. And it involves a little bit of forced choice making. Like, you stay here or you go there. That's all I'm going to say. I'm pretty sure that answers what might happen. Maybe, I'm not sure. But it will happen eventually. Even if it's not going to happen, it'll happen eventually. But it's okay. Y'all young, I think we might be there, but I'm not for sure. Don't count me on it. Anyways, chapter 35, panic-inducing phone call. You stop running after 5 minutes. You're breathing erratic as you wipe the dried out tears off your cheeks. Trying to calm yourself down, that was just so violent. Sure, you like horror movies and things like that, but seeing blood and violence in reality right in front of your eyes was deeply unsettling. Taking a few deep breaths, you wondered what to do now. Should you just go home and try to forget the traumatic visit? Then again, you didn't really feel like going home either. So where should you go? Well, I thought I'd visit Camp Crystal Lake and see Jason again. I know he won't hurt me because he seemed to like me last time I saw him. And thought process, blah, blah, blah. Camp Crystal Lake. Yeah, you should go and visit Jason. He might even be able to cheer you up and comfort you after what just took place at Hannibal's house. Once you texted your mom about being home a second time, you started moving again, heading towards Camp Crystal Lake. Luckily, it wasn't that far away from Hannibal's house, so you didn't have to walk very far. Spotting the Camp Crystal Lake sign, you quickened your pace and entered the camp, becoming a trespasser once more. Jason? Are you here? Are you here? It's me, YN. You called out, feeling a bit frightened. What if he didn't recognize you? What if he attempted to kill you? YN! A squeak slipped through your lips as you got scooped into a bear hug from behind, not expecting to be grabbed out of the blue. I missed you. You recognized the broken speech and slowly turned around to see Jason. Seeing Jason, you relaxed slightly when you saw the love shining from his eyes, his tender touch telling your thoughts that he wasn't a threat. I missed you too. You gently replies, patting his shoulder. It's nice to see you again. Glad you came back. Jason nuzzled into your side of your neck, happy that you've returned. Didn't think you would. You didn't? Why? You ask in confusion, pulling away from him and tilting your head a bit. I mean, I visited the others, but your voice died out, thinking back to the previous fighting and growing upset again. Why so sad? Oh, hold up. Why so sad? The hockey mask killer noticed how miserable you've become, staring at you with curiosity as his rough palms cradled your cheeks. What happened? Well, the others, they kept fighting. You mumbled, his soft hold on you feeling very, very comforting. I guess I'm not used to that much violence yet. You almost felt ashamed, wishing you'd grow used to the violence. You were fine with it in the movies, so why weren't you fine with it now? 'Cause it's real? I don't know, 'cause it's real. Jason caressed the sides of your face with the utmost care, trying to appear sympathetic on your behalf. To him, he couldn't care less about killing and fighting. But this wasn't about him. I'm sorry, how did it start? He questioned, apologizing about the other slashers and growing curious. I don't really want to talk about it," you whispered, clutching his chest and struggling to keep it together. "Please, don't make me talk about it. I just want to think about something else. Can we change the subject?" Although Jason's curiosity was eating away at him, he nodded and wrapped his arms around you, his mother telling him not to push the subject. "Let's take a walk around the lake," he suggested smoothly, wanting to calm you down and help you relax. You softly smiled, accepting the hug and resting your head on his shoulder, leaning against his neck slightly. "That sounds nice. Thanks, Jason." You thanked him gratefully, breaking the hug while you continued to smile. He gently grasped your hand and began the walk, leading you towards the lake as he kept you close to his side. You didn't have a problem with that, finding his company and surrounding scenery very calming. The way the sunset lights shine through the silvery clouds and caused the lake to sparkle. The way the light breeze ruffled the trees ever so slightly. Everything was just so beautiful. The others and their antics faded into the background, your mind recovering from the events that happened earlier. Camp Crystal Lake was prettier than you remembered, though it's not like you had the time to admire it back then. Crystal Lake is really pretty. "Oh, it really is pretty," you complimented the camp warmly, giving his hand a squeeze and continuing to look around. "I can see why you want to protect it." Jason stopped walking, making you stop too, confused as to why he'd done it. "Are you okay? Was it something I said? Why, you cut yourself off when you saw his eyes glittering with tears, making you panic." "Oh no, please don't cry. I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything." "Thank you." His response was just above a mumble, his gaze radiating with pure joy by this point. I didn't do anything," you stammered out, feeling surprised as he held both of your hands and pulled you closer to him. You did. Jason's voice rose to a happy exclamation, throwing his arms around you like he'd done the previous and growing excited. I love you. He sweetly confessed, "so much." His childlike chants were awfully cute. Your smile returned to your face while you rubbed his back a little. "Aw. Well, I'm glad I could make you feel so happy." You enjoyed the embrace and de-stressed yourself, completely forgetting about before. Jason was about to continue the conversation, but your phone rang, causing you to break the hug and dig it out of your pocket. It was your mother. Why, though? She doesn't usually call unless it's urgent. Answering the call, you quickly put it against your ear and prayed nothing was wrong. "Mom, how come you called? Is everything all right?" You worried a little. Your body stiffened up as you awaited her reply. "Honey, I think you should come home now." Your mother's voice sounded very strained. "It's essential that you do. We need to discuss something important. Very important." What's going on? What's so important?" You were on edge, not knowing what to do or what to say. "Can it wait until later?" "I'm sorry, but it can't. Please come home. You're in danger, and I don't think I want them to come after you." "And I don't want them to come after you." She whispered the last sentence, her tone terrified. "Them? Just tell me over the phone. We can work this out, so please try to calm down." You flashed a quick smile at Jason, who seemed concerned about your serious expression and tensed-up posture. We can't." Your mother's voice turned more frantic. "I'm begging you, hon. I just don't want to I don't want you to get hurt." And she didn't even finish her sentence, the call ending and making you feel tremendously distressed. Did the call just get dropped, or was it a coincidence that she couldn't get it to finish? Or did she get cut off purposely by someone? Whatever it was, you have to leave Camp Crystal Lake and return home fast. "I'm sorry, Jason, but I have to go." You tucked your phone back into your pocket and shot him a regretful glance, your stress sparkling up again. "Why?" Jason growled out fiercely, not understanding why you were leaving so soon. "Why leave so soon? Why so soon? It's fair." He acted like a child, grabbing your wrist and forcing you to stay in place. "My mother's in danger. I have to help her." You burst out in despair, trying to yank your wrist off his grasp. "Wouldn't you do the same if it was your mother?" Jason's tight hold loosened a little, taking in what you've just said and thinking it over. Of course he would. He'd go and help his mother in a heartbeat. But he wanted to spend more time with you. He gritted his teeth and released your wrist, helping while he did so. "Thank you. I really appreciate this," you hurriedly spoke before sprinting towards the entrance/exit of the Camp Crystal Lake. Ariel, so this is chapter 36, No Escape. Your breathing became heavy whilst you continued to run, growing tired as you made your way home. You'd never heard your mother sound so scared before. Why didn't you call the police while you were on your way? Jeez. It really unsettled you. Please don't let it be something serious. Please don't let it be something serious. Please don't let it be... Your panicking thoughts were broken when you eventually reached home, holding your knees and bending over as you tried to regain your breath. Jeez, running for over 20 minutes was ridiculous, but you didn't have much of a choice. Straightening up, you were about to open the door and hurry inside, but someone else opened it. What? You couldn't even form a proper sentence, too petrified to speak properly, but after a second or two, you tried a second time. What are you doing inside my house? You gasped in shock, your eyes widening once you grabbed both sides of your elbows. Ah, why, and welcome home. Hannibal greeted you politely, his presence alone frightening you. I pray you had a pleasant time spending time with Jason at Camp Crystal Lake. Is my mother all right? Did she call you as well? You ignored his question completely, paranoid about your mother if she was okay. What's going on? Now, she'll be fine. He flashed you a rather strange smile, sweet but somewhat sinister. As long as you play along, that is. Play along? You echoed faintly, internally screaming and freaking out by this point. Exactly, so if you don't mind. The psychiatrist paused and moved to the side, gesturing his hand for you to step inside and go through the hallway. You hesitated for a minute, but then swallowed and complied, wanting to help your mother in any way you could. Let's head into the living room, now shall we? Although his tone continued to be calm and collected, you still feel creeped out. Taking a step towards the living room, you jumped when Hannibal's arm curled around your waist and moved you closer to him, right by his side. What are you doing? You squeaked in alarm, stiffening up and trying to slow your heartbeat down. Oh my, you needn't look so scared, my dear. That unsettling smile didn't leave his face as he looked down at you. Well, we all just thought we should clear things up from earlier. Isn't it a bit too late in the evening for that? You replied weakly. I mean, it's almost 9 o'clock. All you received was a soft laugh, causing you to feel even more uneasily. For us, time has little to no meaning. And even if it did, when it comes to you, it wouldn't have whatsoever. Once he said that, he led you into the living room, another gasp leaving your lips. Why are you all here? You explained, stunned to see Freddie, Mikael, and Norman all inside the room. Then you spotted your mother, huddled on the sofa with tear-filled eyes. Mom! Hold on, now I gotta get straight up for this. Mom, what? Well, looky, look who's home. Freddie drawled out, leaning against the back wall and acting like his usual arrogant self. Oh, Wyatt, I'm so happy to see you. Norman's smile was a lot less sinister. The teen's eyes lighting up while he raced towards you, engulfing you in a hug. Mikael, on the other hand, merely stood in the corner of the room, staying silent and stalking you like always. I don't understand. You broke Norman's hug, the teen deciding to still cling to your side and cuddle you anyway. What's going on? Let's just say when you get brushed past me, let's just say when you brushed past me and left my house the way you did, I wasn't too happy. Okay, and? Hannibal let go of your wrist and allowed Norman to cling to you, instead tilting your chin up towards him with his thumb and forefinger. However, that's not the predicament here. I very kindly allowed bygones to be bygones. What is bygones? Oh, bygones to be bygones. If that's not the problem, then what is? You stared into his dark eyes with slight defiance, and gaining a flicker of courage. And why did you have to bring my mom into this? You act defensively, reaching up to bring his hand away from your face. But his reaction was quick as lightning, grasping your wrist with his other hand and shaking his head in amusement. The matter at hand is that Just visiting and spending only a little amount of time with us isn't enough anymore. Hannibal's obsessively answered, looking a bit, you couldn't even put your finger on it. Psychopathic? Possessive? Well, what do you want me to do? You shot back. There is physically nothing else more I can do. You racked your brains, but what you said was true. What could you do except visit and spend time with them? And the reason Miss Ellen is involved in this is simply because we figured out you needed a little bit of persuasion. That's all. More like forced. Hannibal's voice switched to an angelic one, though his fake innocence didn't work on you in the slightest. Persuasion? You didn't like what he was saying, only worried about your mother's safety right now. For what? You turned to your side and looked around the room, again spotting Freddie smirk while your mom started to softly cry. Oh, Mom, please don't. Persuasion for you to move in with us. Freddie purred into your ear after vanishing and reappearing behind you, and officially become my position. Our Kruger. They were correcting him. Norman and Hannibal corrected him straight away, causing him to scowl and roll his eyes. She's mine, you fucks. Freddie growled, get ready to start a fight again. Can we continue, please? Although Hannibal's tone was placid and steady, you could see how much he was irritated by Freddie. Oh, that actually rhymed. And how the dream demon was acting. Please don't do this. Your mother suddenly cried out, breaking her silent cries and begging the slashers to stop. This doesn't involve you right now, bitch. Freddie insulted your mother harshly, not caring about how she felt, so shut the fuck up. Don't talk to my mother like that. You yanked your hand off of Hannibal's hold and whirled around to face Freddie, glaring at him. Yeah! Norman joined in, trying to support you as best he could. She doesn't deserve to be treated that way. Anyway. Hannibal spoke over both of them, talking to you in particular. Back to what we were discussing. You coolly inquired, moving over to your mother and facing the slashers from there, folding your arms as you try to stay strong. It didn't seem like we were discussing anything to me. Can't we just get to the point? Of course. The persuasion was for one thing, and one thing only. Hannibal took a few steps towards you, his usual pleasant persona showing again. And that one itsy bitsy little thing is to leave this house. Wait, what? Oh, sorry, I hear my parents are cheering on my brother right now, doing something. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, sorry, y'all. Interruptions. Wait, what? You stared at them in all disbelief, not understanding their request at all. Did you hear them right? That's it? Why do you want me to leave this house? You didn't think Freddie was being serious a minute ago, moving in with them, but they actually want you to? Oh, darling, don't do it. Please don't do it. Your mother sobbed, standing up and trying to wrap her arms around you. Don't listen to them. They have planned what they have planned. It's unsafe. Before she could hug you, Mikhail moved in a flash and grabbed her by the throat, slamming her against the wall, holding his kitchen knife menacingly. Mom! You panicked and stunned by Mikhail's vicious actions. However, you snapped out of it quickly and tried to rescue her, wanting to free your mother from Mikhail's iron-like grip. But you couldn't, due to the fact that you were they got hauled away by the waist. 5 knives dancing across your collarbone as Freddie chuckled. Oh, no, you don't. Freddie he hummed evilly. You're staying right here where you are, princess. Let go of me! You struggled to wiggle out of his tight hold and felt your panic increase. Don't hurt Mika, please! The silent male took no notice of your pleas, his eyes flickering over to Hannibal, as if to say, carry on, or something along that line. It's hardly too much to ask, now is it? Hannibal sent you a sweetened smile, walking right up to you and stroking the side of your face. Wait, to leave this house? You burst out. Why would I do that? The edges of your eyes were prickling with tears. your body shaking from the stressful situation while you had no idea what to say, think, or do. Why? So you can stay with us, my dear YN. Once he said that, Hannibal cupped your cheek and pressed his lips against yours, stopping you from responding. Y'all are gonna be hating these guys for a little bit. I know you guys are. We're gonna read. We can read one more chapter because I really want to know what happened next. Okay, so yeah, chapter 37. Blatant blackmail. Yeah. Why? So you can stay with us, my sweet YN. You are frozen to the spot, both because of the sudden kiss and what he just said. Stay with you guys? You stammered out in surprise, staring at Hannibal with the utmost of bewilderment. If I wasn't holding her, you'd be fucking dead for that kiss, you bastard. Freddy threatened him darkly, glaring at the said psychiatrist with absolute hate. Must you always be so vulgar? Hannibal shook his head and ignored the threat completely, not caring about it in the slightest. YN, your mother could hardly speak to Mikhail's hold on her, but she still tried her best. Don't do it, darling. So, YN, the psychiatrist turned his attention back to you and continued the sweet smile. Will you accept our agreement, or would you prefer to deal with the consequences instead? His voice was still pleasant, but you could hear the underlying threat trickling through his tone. Deal with the consequences? You frowned in confusion, not understanding. So you guys want me to move in with you all? But why would I do that? Why would I accept? Girl, do you not see your mom choking against Mikhail? Hold, like, hello. Mikhail, if you would. Hannibal. Oh, goodness, sorry. I thought someone was coming in. Mikhail, if you would. Hannibal turned to the mute male and he gave a curt nod in return. Mikhail tightening his hold on your mother's throat and using his kitchen knife to slowly scrape the side of her neck. No, stop it. What the hell are you doing? You cried out in horror, trying to wiggle out and help her once more. Though you stiffened up when Freddy inhaled your scent from the bottom of your neck, all the way to the top, clearly trying to unsettle you. Your squirming is really arousing, you know that. He seductively purred, the arm he had around your waist tugging you slightly closer to his chest. This is madness! You yelled out, tears dripping from the edges of your eyes and sliding down your cheeks. Oh, my dear sweet YN, this isn't madness. Hannibal released a light chuckle. This is blackmail. Madness is a state of chaos and disorder, whereas blackmail is merely manipulation. Who cares what it is? You mildly shrieked, starting to softly shake. Why are you doing this to me? What do you have to gain? Because we love you, YN. Norman joined in timidly, looking incredibly guilty what they were all doing to you, but in his eyes, this was all for the best. Love me? This isn't love, you bursted out. This is complete cruelty. If you just accept, everything will be fine. He stuttered, his begging voice and ashamed gaze staring at you pleadingly. Please, YN, please. You were about to snap at him, but you shiveled your head towards your mother and Mikhail, seeing blood trickling down her neck and standing her son. Honey, don't agree to this. Your mother's words were almost audible. Luckily for you, you caught what she said and grew even more alarmed. But you could die otherwise. You tearfully responded, your thoughts all tangled up and screaming with terror. You can go to the police. She choked out, they'll help you. I hate to interrupt, but I doubt that. You see, we blackmailed and bribed most of the police officers in this small town. Hannibal smoothly interjected. My apologies breaking your silly delusion, Miss Ellen. Man! I'm so mad right now. Your panic was spiraling out of control. Unable to think properly due to everything that was going on. Freddy prevented you from rescuing your mother. Mikhail slowly hurting her. Norman begging you to accept what they wanted, Hannibal acting so pleasant yet psychotic at all the same time. You could barely process any of this. Why? Why you? This was crazy. Ludicrous. Absolutely absurd. If you'd agreed to this, you'd be trapped in the house with the 4 unhinged, unstable males, whom would also happen to be killers. Your eyes flickered from each one of them, your breathing faint while you tried to come to a decision. But what decision? Clock's ticking, baby girl. Ugh. The dream demon sprawled out in amusement, entertained by your petrified stance and scattered thoughts. Mikhail, impatient due to how long you were taking, dragged the knife across her collarbone and left a deep slash, not caring about her pained cry. The bleeding and lack of oxygen would slowly but surely end up killing her, wouldn't it? Your mother's weak hands clawed at his hands in a desperate attempt to free herself, freaking you out even further. No, stop it, please stop it. You begged, you'll end up killing her. So, these are the consequences where we were talking about, Dollface. Freddy murmured against her ear smugly. When you go up against us, people end up hurt. I promise it'll be fun, YN. And Norman tried to convince you in his own way, wanting to make it seem less threatening, which they probably should have taken, but they're idiots, but so they didn't. Okay, so I just realized that my mic is literally all over my shirt, and I hope you guys probably heard me through all that. There, I fixed my mic, so hopefully y'all probably hear me way better now. Yeah, I just realized that, and I was like, really? Okay, I really hope it didn't mess up my voice. I really hope. Anyway, Norman tried to convince you in his own way, wanting to make it seem less threatening. It's not like we'd hurt you or anything. Why? Your mother coughed feebly, you not knowing if she was pleading for help or pleading you to go against them. But you couldn't just let her die for your own safety. Mikhail drew the knife back, intending to actually stab her. That made you emotionally stop. No, don't! You screamed hysterically. Fine, don't do it. Don't hurt her. I'll do it, okay? I'll do it. The stalker glanced at Hannibal, silently as if asking whether or not he should stop or not. The psychiatrist nodded, not satisfied with the outcome and therefore your decision. Now, was that so hard? Hannibal angelically asked, shooting you a consenting smile this time. You didn't even acknowledge the smile, only rushing to your mother's side once Freddy had finally released you. Mikhail having dropped her to the floor without a care and simply staring at you. Mom, are you going to be alright? You spoke to her frantically. Please tell me you're going to be okay. Oh, she'll be fine. Hannibal dismissively replied before your mother could. Her injuries aren't that fatal. They'll heal in no time at all. His casual composure was beginning to irritate you, but you bit your tongue and didn't respond. So don't worry your pretty little head. I'm so happy. Norman clasped his hands to his chest and shyly smiled. You're actually going to be staying with us. I can't believe it. This man just like, ding, 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 ding. And then we're just like, just like, oh, I would cry so hard, man. Oh my God. I wouldn't even know what to think, man. I'd probably make the stupidest decision. And we probably did. But I wouldn't want my mother to die. But I know my mom could hold her own, bruh. She a Hispanic mom. She ain't no white mom. We Hispanic. No offense to the white moms out there. But mom is Hispanic, bruh. She could some of the chancla. Like, she just it's like kind of like Thor and just summons the chancla. Bah! Bro, she summons the iron chancla. Freaking da 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 da. Like, it's just like, bah! Just, oh my goodness. Bro, she be a whole ninja up in here with that chancla. The iron chancla. Iron mom. Dun. Like, iron mom. No. It's Thor. So, chancla mom, whatever. Mixing Iron Man and Thor together. Apologies. Anyways, you cuddled into your mom and rubbed her back. Your mom bordering on the line of being unconscious. You shouldn't have agreed to it. Why? And I didn't have a choice, Mom. You shook your head and disagreed unhappily. There wasn't any alternative. I wasn't just gonna let you die, and we can't go to the police. I'm sorry. But she tried to argue, but you hushed her and gave her a loving hug before leaving her side, standing up and facing the slashers with fake confidence. So then, you tried to appear to appear for him, folding your arms for a moment before trying to be somewhat brave. Why do you want me to move in with you guys, and when exactly? You brush the tears off your cheeks and clench your fist a little, completely dazed and distraught by this whole bustle. Like I said before, YN. Normally bashfully answered, "It's because we love you." His eyes were lit up, shining with unstainable joy. How can you all be in love with me? I don't understand. You tiredly spoke, eyeing them with disbelief and doubt. I wish I fucking knew why. You heard Freddie mutter under his breath, throwing the other slap killers a dark glare. It's like these assholes are trying to pick a fight with me. I love you, YN. Norma admitted with adoration. From the moment you stepped through the door, even Mother accepts you now. I must confess, you seduced me also. Hannibal confessed calmly. However, it is a mystery to me as well. I'm not sure why all 5 of us are so enticed by you. I'm still trying to decipher the details and reasons behind all of this. Mikhail didn't join in with the confessions. The stalker standing there and stalking you from the side of your peripheral vision. Sorry, y'all. An ad just like, you know what? Whatever. Mikhail didn't join in with the confessions. The stalker is standing there and stalking you from the side of your peripheral vision. Nevertheless, that isn't important right now. Hannibal switched subjects, straightening his suit and standing straight. If that's not important right now, then what is? You curiously questioned, afraid of the answer you'd receive. I think it's important that you go and pack, my sweet YN. Don't you agree? Oh my god! I hate all of them right now. What the heck is wrong with See, I told you guys this would happen. I felt it in my bones. I felt it. I was like, I know something weird is gonna happen. They're like, okay, so here's the common sense they have. Oh my gosh, she ran out of the house crying. She disrespected me. How dare she? If she go hang out with Jason being an absolute sweetheart, absolute beautiful, futuristic relationship that I kind of want to be in, except we're skipping the fact of killer and crazy person. But, come on. He's probably the most healthiest. He's probably the most healthiest relationship she has with him than the others. Let's be honest. And they decided, let's force her to live with us, to spend way more time with us and make her suffer more there. It just does not make complete sense. What is the logic? And I thought Hannibal said he was intelligent. What's going on there? What was the mind thought, the process of that? I do not understand. And I was supposed to be like, back to me, but no, I'm ranting. This is ridiculous. But anyways, back to me now. Now back to me. Y'all, this is probably only going to be the worst part of, the whole, series that we're doing. Because, oh my god. Also, don't mind my porcupine-looking hair. I have to wash it tomorrow. I haven't, let it fully out, so that's why it looks like this. Don't blame me, okay? But the curls are still popping, so it's okay, I guess. But yeah, I was, whenever I first read that, I was like, what is wrong with it? And I'm here just still probably a year later, what is wrong with y'all? What was the mind process? The only logical thing I could think about is Freddie just telling them their plan after, and they're like, okay, whatever. I don't know, man. I don't know the thought process, and the healthiest relationship I will probably ever have for this series is probably Jason, because he's just a sweetheart. Jason is he's just a sweetheart. She should have stayed with Jason. But our mom would have died. And I'm like, I don't know then. I don't know what to tell you. Imagine if they did kill her mom and then she expects them to love them. No. Over my dead body. Anyways, let me know what you guys think will happen next. Will Ryan's mom still be alive and will be okay after this? Or will her wounds be fatal to her? since you know she's a lady, she's an old lady. You know, it takes a while for old people to like heal, because young people heal faster. You know. Will Ryan survive living with them, or will she have to suffer? Will her mental health suffer and decrease while she lives with them? Let me know in the comments down below. This is gonna get very, very interesting. I'm so excited for what's to come. But I'm telling y'all, these type of books take really sharp turns and all that. I'm telling y'all, it's crazy. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more amazing videos, guys. If you want to see the series, like, all about this book beforehand, if this is the first time you ever see this video, here's a link to it. It's going to be up there in that corner. A whole, like, you just press it and boom, there's a whole link to this playlist that where, you know, there's like under slashers is that. But yo girls gotta go. I will see y'all guys in the next vid about this or other videos, you know what I'm saying. Anyways, I got to go, y'all. Bye and peace.